Finding the best gaming laptops under $1,000 with amazing and powerful specs is really tough. But don't worry, I've got you covered. I've put together a list of the top 5 best gaming laptops under $1,000 after tons of research and comparisons. All these laptops are totally worth their price, and you can enjoy smooth 1080p gaming on them. It's also pretty rare to find a good 1440p gaming laptop at this price, but I managed to include 2 that can handle it. So stick around till the end, and you'll find all the laptop links in the description below. Let's get started. If you have a very low budget, even under $1,000, this laptop is for you. Meet the Acer Nitro V. It comes in at just $680, and the specs are insane for the price. It's powered by a 13th Gen Intel Core, i5-13420H processor with 8GB DDR5 RAM, a 512GB Gen 4 SSD, and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050 75-watt GPU. The performance? Absolutely mind-blowing. It can handle any AAA game with super smooth and playable FPS. Just check out its performance. And it doesn't stop there. You can even do heavy editing like 2K video editing on this beast. Having an RTX 4050 at this price is crazy. Plus, it supports DLSS 3, which helps you get better FPS while gaming. The display is a 15.6-inch FHD IPS anti-glare display with a 144Hz refresh rate and 64% sRGB. It's not super high-end, but for this price, it's more than enough for gaming. That 144Hz refresh rate is a game changer. It makes everything feel buttery smooth for gamers. The battery life is around 4 to 5 hours, which is decent for a gaming laptop. If you're just doing light tasks, you might squeeze out a bit more. The port selection is solid. You've got all the essential ports you'll need. The 720p HD webcam is decent too, perfect for video calls or even some casual streaming. Now here's one downside. The keyboard doesnn't have RGB backlighting, which might be a bummer for RGB fans. I get it, RGB is life. But honestly, at this price point, it's not a deal breaker. Overall, this is the best laptop under $700 you need to check out. Yes, it has a 1-gen-old GPU since the RTX 50 series just launched, but it's rocking the latest DDR5 RAM and a 1-gen-old processor, still amazing for the price. If your budget is around $700, this is the one to get. Next up is the MSI Thin GF63. This laptop is priced at $890 on Amazon. The reason it's on this list? It's RAM and storage. Let's check out the specs. It comes with an i5-12450H processor, 32GB DDR4 RAM, 1TB PCIe SSD, and an RTX 4050. Now, the processor and RAM are from an older generation, but the performance you get with 32GB RAM and RTX 4050 can easily beat the previous Acer Nitro laptop because that one only has 8GB RAM. This laptop can handle any AAA game at 1080p smoothly, just like you're seeing on your screen. And for professional work like editing and designing, the high RAM makes a huge difference. The display is the same as the Acer Nitro V, a 15.6-inch FHD IPS anti-glare screen with a 144Hz refresh rate and 64% sRGB, which is pretty good for gaming and the price. Like most gaming laptops, the battery life is on the shorter side, lasting around 4 to 5 hours. And if you want the best performance, you have to keep it plugged in while gaming. Otherwise, you'll get lower performance on battery power. The port selection is solid, with all the must-have ports, so no disappointments there. You also get a 720p HD webcam and an RGB lit keyboard. Overall, for the price, this laptop is a great deal. The 12th Gen processor may be a few years old, but it still delivers solid performance, and with these specs, it's an amazing choice at this price point. If you're an AMD guy and you want a gaming laptop with an AMD processor under $1,000, then this laptop is for you. This is the HP Victus 15 gaming laptop. Right now, it's priced at $783 on Amazon. It comes with an AMD Ryzen 5 8645HS, which is just a 1-year-old processor. Not that old, and it's still powerful. It also has 16GB DDR5 RAM, a 1TB NVMe SSD, and an RTX 4050 GPU. These specs are amazing for handling AAA games and competitive gaming at 1080p with ease. This AMD processor is slightly more powerful than the i5-13420H in previous laptops I showed. It can also handle professional tasks smoothly. The display is the same as the previous laptops I showed, a 15.6-inch FHD IPS anti-glare 144Hz display. In this price range, this is the display you're going to get most of the time. The battery life is around 4 to 5 hours, which is also similar to other laptops in this range. The port selection is decent, but it only has has 2 USB-A ports. It should have at least 3 since multiple ports are really useful, especially for gaming to connect different devices. The webcam is 720p HD, and the keyboard doesn't have RGB backlighting. It just has a simple backlight, so keep that in mind. Overall, this laptop is great for AMD users. The processor is strong, the GPU is solid, and the price is really good. There are multiple RAM and storage options that go up to 64 GB RAM and 2 TB storage. But if you choose those, the price can go up to $1,000, which means you could also get a laptop with an i9 processor, which I'll show you later. But for these specs at this price, this laptop is definitely worth it. If you're looking for an AMD gaming laptop under $1,000, you can go for it. Next up, we have the Acer Nitro V laptop. Yep, it's the same series I showed you first, but this one has different and more powerful specs. The price of this laptop is $1,000. It comes with an Intel Core i9-13900H processor, which is super powerful for laptops. Plus, it has 16 GB of DDR5 RAM, a 512 GB Gen 4 SSD, and a GeForce RTX 4060. These specs are impressive. You can game on 1440p with it, which is awesome for under $1,000. Gaming on this laptop is going to feel smooth. You can see the performance on your screen. It's amazing. The display is the same as the first one, so no changes there. It's a 15.6-inch FHD IPS anti-glare display with a 144 Hz refresh rate and 64% sRGB. So, while this laptop can handle 1440p gaming, you'll only notice it if you buy a 1440p monitor, since the display is 1080p. The battery life is pretty similar to the first one, but slightly less. It lasts around 3 to 4 hours because of the better GPU and processor. The port selection is solid, with all the must-have ports, so no worries there. And yes, you also get a 720p HD webcam. Overall, this is a great laptop with amazing specs like the i9 processor and RTX 4060 GPU. It's tough to find a laptop with these specs at this price point, so if you're interested in this one, definitely check it out. But hang on, because the next laptop is slightly better than this one. Next up is the Acer Predator Helios Neo 16. The specs of this laptop and its display are amazing, and the price is only $1,000. This laptop is fantastic. It comes with an Intel Core i7-13650HX processor, 16 GB DDR5 RAM, a 512 GB Gen 4 SSD, and an RTX 4060 GPU. I know the processor isn't quite as powerful as the i9 in the previous laptop, but it's still super powerful and impressive. The performance of this laptop is awesome. It can handle 1440p gaming and high-end professional tasks, all buttery smooth. The display even beats those of previous models with its 16-inch WU-XGA IPS anti-glare 165 Hz panel. Gaming on this display feels sharper than on a 1080p screen, and a 165 Hz refresh rate is hard to beat in any laptop under $1,000. The battery life is pretty good too. It can last around 3 to 6 hours, which is impressive for a gaming laptop with a high-end GPU and CPU. Plus, it offers an amazing selection of ports on the left, right, and even on the back. And the design is super eye-catching. I mean, just look at it. The webcam is 720p HD, and it even has RGB backlighting on the keyboard. If I compare this laptop to the Acer Nitro with the i9 processor, the processor is the only standout difference on the Nitro. Everything else is the same or even better on the Predator Helios Neo 16, like the display. You might notice slightly better performance on the Nitro laptop with the i9, but overall, this laptop is amazing. It has a solid i7 processor, the latest RAM and SSD, a powerful GPU, and an awesome display. So if your budget is $1,000, you definitely need to consider this laptop. But if you want an i9 processor and you don't mind buying a separate monitor, then you might go with the Acer Nitro i9 laptop. So, these are the top 5 best gaming laptops under $1,000. I hope you love them. And if you think any other laptop should be included in this list, drop a comment so others can check it out too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, bye.